It's the lockdown show, 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 the lockdown show. Woo! Right, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about some funny things. I've made the decision, and that's what this is all about. It's all about being able to realise one of your dreams. Allow me to explain. So I will. When I came out the forces, I realised it was the worst decision I've ever made in my life. When I signed off in '87, I cried my eyes out for 2 days. I'd made the decision, and all the rest of my life, from 1988, when I eventually left, I've regretted making that decision. But I was injured. My back was knackered. And yeah, whatever people will say, my bloody back was knackered. And it took a couple of years for it to get right. I was married. That lasted for a few seconds. And I moved into Darlington or Cockerton and all that. Anyhow, but don't really hear about that stuff here. But all the things that happened to you all through your life bring you to the point that you are now. And I would hazard a guess that the partner that you're with after the lockdown that we've been on now for 4 weeks, you can't even stand the sound of the eyeballs moving that the other partner goes, "What are you doing that for?" I bet you're both sitting in separate rooms watching the same TV programme on different TVs. But anyhow, I died. Have you seen the length of my hair? I'm looking like bloody Toya. And what was that other bloody dickhead? Oh yeah, Kev Lear with long hair. So, what's the decision I've made? And I'll explain why. And maybe you can think about some things yourself. It's easy to take the easy option, isn't it? I'll guarantee that you've made the decision, and a couple of minutes later you've gone, nah, it's a stupid idea. That anyhow. There's a 5-second rule. You think of something, if you don't take action, the brain goes, ooh, that might just make a little bit of uncomfortableness. That could give me a little bit of anxiety. That could give me a little bit of pain. Oh, no. I'm happy where I am. And that brings me on to something which, with the wagons that I've been doing for the last 3 years, I've let me film inside go. And on the filming, I used to go, I friggin' love this. But I don't get many viewers. My films don't get many views. And I make no bloody money from it. So what's the point? I'll tell you what, I'll drive trucks. That's an easier option, isn't it? I can make 2.5, 3 grand a month on that. Happy days. And people have said to me over the years, just drive a truck, it's easy. Take the easy option. Easy options suck. Why? Because they're not you. They're not your dreams. They're not the things that you wanted to do. I've just done 67 minutes on that and nearly bloody fell off because I closed my eyes and my head went and I thought, friggin' hell. 550 calories, well, nearly 600. I was going to say 600, but I would be cheating. Nearly 550 calories I've done on that today with an hour and 7 minutes. I increased it 2 minutes from yesterday. It'll be an hour and 10 tomorrow. And it bloody hurts. But doesn't everything that makes you feel good? Well, maybe it's not everything. Royal Enfield Interceptor's just popped up. I'm looking for one of them. I'm just going for a ride on my Interceptor. But also there's something else. When I first started in films, I didn't know what I was doing. I still bloody don't. But I didn't know what I was doing. I just had a dream. I had an idea. And off it went. But because it got hard, because people weren't saying, hey, Kev, this is fantastic, including sponsors weren't even saying, that's brilliant. I thought, oh my God, they don't even like what I do. We all like a little bit of good praise, don't we? We all like a little bit of feedback. I'll guarantee, if you cook tea tonight and your other half goes, oh my God, that was gorgeous, it'll make you feel fantastic. Won't it? Say, yes, Uncle Kev. But if they turn round and they say, gravy's a bit thin, you'll feel like throwing the friggin' dinner and everything at him. I've slaved over this for how long? And you say the friggin' gravy isn't very thick. Ah! The reason I say that, the old man did that to me once. I cooked dinner after a lot of stuff had gone on, and I cooked Sunday lunch, and it was chicken and everything else in the gravy. He poured the gravy on, he went, the gravy's a bit thin. I nearly friggin' threw it at him. But had he turned around and said, oh, chicken's cooked nice, I'd have gone, aren't I good? And it's instant, isn't it? It's friggin' instant. So I didn't get much positive feedback on my films. I did get a few bits, don't get me wrong, but not as much as I thought I was going to get. So what's the friggin' point? Let me tell you now, I am going, and I already am, the greatest motorbike riding film producer the world has ever seen. Me. I don't care if you don't watch it. I don't care if you don't give feedback. I don't care if you don't buy it. Makes me feel great. And I'll find a way of making a living from it. Because where there's a will, there's a way. How many times have you sat there and gone, wish I could write a book? Oh, I've got to. But you can't be asked because of the effort that it'll take. It's far easier just to think about it, isn't it? How many ideas have you had? How many ideas have you had that you haven't brought to fruition? That maybe all of a sudden 6 months, a year down the line, somebody else has brought it out and you've gone, bastard, I was thinking of doing that. But they thought about it as well and then did it. You're in the house. I'll tell you why being single is brilliant. I'll tell you why single's being brilliant, because I can do what I want, when I want, with who I want, for as long as I want, and go wherever I want. But if I'm poorly, I have to get up and make my own choices. I have to get the medication. I have to call the doctors. I have to ring the bloody ambulance and go, help! Whereas if there was somebody else here, I'd say, oh God, can you get me some tablets? Oh, can you get me a cup of tea? Can you get me a bottle of Lucozade? If that other person wasn't there, you'd have to do it your friggin' self. And so the brain will go, hang on a minute, maybe I'm not as poorly as I thought. And that's the point I'm going to make about making your dreams come true. They're your dreams. They're nobody else's dreams. They're your dreams. They're your ideas. They're your bloody brain cells have come up with. And you speak to your other half and go, oh, do you know something? I could produce a windscreen wiper for a helmet. And the other half goes, what the friggin' hell do you want to do that for? What a stupid idea that is. So you don't do it. Do you? No, Uncle Kev, you don't. But if that other person wasn't there, you'd do it anyhow. Back in 19 Dark O'Clock, I produced a little book, and I haven't got one. I should have gone and got one. It was wire bound. People loved it. It was my idea. Do you think I all of a sudden took over somebody's film production company and jumped on their bandwagon and produced films because that's what they did? No! I told a story to somebody earlier today that I produced a film and it was all about Honest to Slate Mine. I've put it up on Facebook a couple of times. I might put a link down here so you can have a look at that. I saw that idea without a camera, without knowing what to do to edit, without knowing how the hell we produced DVDs, because YouTube hadn't really been heard of back then. In fact, it hadn't. And the guy went, yeah, let's do a bloody documentary about it. Oh my God, I've wanted to do this. And I came away from there with the day and I went, woo! And then it was a case of, oh my God, we need a camera. The camera cost me £8,500. We need an editing system. That cost me £1,000. We need computers to do it. We need to upgrade the computers to do it. That cost me £2,500. So all in all, by the time I'd finished, I'd invested 12 grand, and all I'd done is gone and sold a film idea to somebody without having any bloody gear whatsoever. Just an idea in my head, just a passion. I love the idea of film. It didn't stop me. Why should anything stop you? I want to write a book. Oh, I haven't got a proper WordPress computer. Do it longhand. Buy a book and make notes. The old man was that. Oh, I've got a book in my head. All he ever did was write notes. His stories, because he's dead, they've gone. These stories that he had in his head, the experiences that he had in his head, because he was a motorway cop Or a patrol officer back in the day driving a black Westminster with a bell on the front. The stories of his police life and what he experienced and the things that he saw, they've gone. Because he didn't have a WordPress. He should have written it in bloody longhand. That idea that's rattling around your head, you're not going to do it. It's going to go to your grave. It could make you $1 billion bloody quid, said the guy that invented cat's eyes. Kentucky Fried Chicken man, fat bastard chicken, went round and nobody wanted to take it on. Maybe you heard the story of the guy that did the light bulb 1,000 times. It's all about